Hello and welcome to Every Dad DIY. I'm Gavin. Today we're going to be fixing a puncture on one of my kids' bikes, so stick with me and let's get started. We're quickly going to go through what we're going to need. So we're going to have to take off various nuts. So whatever you have, whether it's a vice grips, whether it's spanners or a socket set, you're just going to need some way to remove some nuts. I used a combination of all three. You're also going to need a screwdriver. I use these little pry tools, but you can use anything. Again, a screwdriver would do. You need your repair kit. So in your repair kit you're going to need some form of, whether it's rubber glue or rubber cement. You're going to need a way to scuff up the rubber. So whether it's a piece of sandpaper or one of these little graters, I think the sandpaper works better. This is just a crayon for marking the puncture when we find it. And these are our little patches. So they break apart into smaller ones, or they're different size ones depending on the size of your hole. So yeah, that's what we're going to need. The only other thing that we're going to need is a bucket of water and a pump. Okay, so first things first, we're going to have to take off the wheel. So I'm just loosening the nuts on the stabilizers here to get them out of the way, so I can get access to the actual nuts that hold the wheel on. So I'm using a spanner to hold the nut on one side while I open it on the other. On this bike there's a chain guard, so I have to remove that too. We also need to remove the chain so that we can get the wheel off. So we need to take it off the back sprocket like this. We can just simply pull the wheel to remove it then. We need to get access to the inner tube. To do this we're going to use our pry tools just to take the edge of one side of the tire out. We're going to work our pry tool all the way around until the bead is out all the way around. Once we have the bead out, we can start pulling out our inner tube. We're going to get stuck by the valve, so we're going to use a screwdriver or something like that to push the valve down into the wheel, and then we can simply remove it. So to find out where the hole is, we're going to inflate the tire. We're then going to submerge it in some water, so wherever the air is escaping we'll see bubbles. We'll mark that spot. We'll just take all the rest of the air out so we have a nice flat tire to work on. We'll rough up around the hole where we're going to be putting our rubber cement. So we're going to put a dab of rubber glue on here. We're just going to spread it out then so it covers the entire area where the patch will go. Once this glue is kind of tacky and almost dry, we're going to put the patch over the hole. Once you have the patch stuck down, you can put something heavy on it to help it stick. I've used a small vise, so as you can see the patch is well stuck on. Now we just have to put the inner tube back in, so we'll start with the valve and then we'll work all the way around. So once we get the valve in, we'll push it down. We're now going to push the bead of the tire back over. You should be able to do this by hand. It's a good idea not to inflate the tire until it's on the bike. That way you won't have to adjust the brakes to get the wheel through. You can just squash the tire and put it through. Once it's in, we can inflate the tire again. Now we're just doing the exact opposite of what we did at the start. We're going to reinstate the chain. So it's a little bit loose, so I'm just going to pull the wheel backwards to tighten it up a bit. I'm then going to tighten the nuts. I'm just going to spin the tire here to make sure that clears the brakes and it's not rubbing. I can then put the chain guard back on. And then start putting the stabilizers back on. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our video. As you can see, fixing a puncture is not that hard at all. It's definitely something you should do at home. Yeah, so thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. See you in the next one.